There are some theme park performances that happen on a stage. Under lights, with a posted showtime, and a very clear beginning and end. And then there are the performances that seem to just happen to you. They come to you.
There's no basses over here, so we need one really strong bass. I hope you have a voice suitable for that.
Sure.
All right, get into bass.
I go over here.
Right over there. Right over there.
They show up on a sidewalk. They interrupt traffic. They gather a crowd out of nowhere. They turn a curb into a theater and a passerby into part of the act.
You at home? Hello!
Hi.
Oh, there we go. Welcome to the rehearsal for the 1946 Christmas concert. Remember that this is just a rehearsal. This is not a performance. This is just a rehearsal. So if you're expecting a performance-level show, you've come to the wrong place.
And for 10 or 15 minutes, the land stops feeling like a backdrop and starts feeling like it has a pulse. That is streetmosphere.
Okay, Tony, I can't talk to you very long about this because I got to get to work here, all right?
He can't talk to you because he's got to get to work.
So I'm not going to be ignoring you, all right? I'm going to be working here. I got to concentrate, so I can't really carry on a conversation.
He's not talking.
I'm sure you're here legally, you've got all your papers and stuff.
We have doubts about your necessity to be in our country, but we're going to let it slide because we got work to do.
At Disney-MGM Studios, back in its origin, streetmosphere meant actors out on Hollywood Boulevard playing taxi drivers, policemen, starlets, casting directors, autograph hounds, and all the other human noise a fantasy version of Hollywood would need. It wasn't just outdoor entertainment. It was atmosphere with a heartbeat. And that matters because a themed environment doesn't really come alive just because the buildings are beautiful. A park can look exactly right. We're looking at you, Galaxy's Edge. Streetmosphere fixes that. It gives a place behavior. It gives it interruption. It gives it social texture. It makes the park feel less like a set that you're just walking through and more like a world that's already in progress when you arrive. I'm going to be doing a series on streetmosphere, and I feel like the best way to start this is with what I feel is the origin, the citizens of Hollywood. Because when you talk about streetmosphere in American theme parks, in fact, this is where the term originated from. The citizens aren't just a fond memory, and Lord knows I have plenty of fond memories. In fact, I feel like they're the impetus of why I love immersive entertainment to begin with. I saw them when I was 9 years old, and I was addicted to every single show. I begged my parents to let me just watch all of them. Of course, we wanted to see all the rides and all the shows, but I just wanted to sit there and watch every single one of them. I laughed so hard. My mother and I just enjoyed every single show. They're one of the clearest examples of what this form can do when it's done at the highest level. What opened on May 1st, 1989 as Disney-MGM Studios was built around a very particular idea of Hollywood. Not the real city in all its sprawl and contradiction, but Hollywood as a myth. Hollywood as glamour, as performance, as the place where illusion and reality met. That idea was baked into the park from the start, from the design of Hollywood Boulevard to the language Disney used in describing the park's original mission. And if that's your premise, facades aren't alone enough. You need life on the street. You need somebody who can make the boulevard feel inhabited rather than merely decorated. You need chatter, ego, nuisance, flirtation, self-importance, confusion, authority, and comic disaster. You need the feeling that the city has residents, and those residents have places to be, people to impress, opinions they really need to share with you. That's exactly where the citizens came in. Their roots go back to the SAC Comedy Theater, the street performance company that later became SAC Comedy Lab. Now, they began in the 1970s and were discovered by Disney Scouts in 1982 while Disney was looking for performers for the newly opening Epcot Center and spent years creating live participatory comedy around Walt Disney World before opening SAC Comedy Lab in downtown Orlando in 1991 after that contract ended. In fact, the voice of Perry the Platypus and a multitude of other cartoons, D. Bradley Baker, got his start with his very first role in Epcot Center as a member of one of the improvised troupes. In other words, the DNA of the Citizens was already tied to live street performance, improv, and audience interaction long before the Citizens of Hollywood became an institution. And there's another key figure in that story, C. McNair Wilson. Disney has credited Wilson with coining the term streetmosphere while creating this band of entertainers, and that detail tells you a lot. This wasn't just random comic business happening in the margins of the park. It was a deliberate creative philosophy. The street itself was part of the show.
Place. We really have a living movie set on our hands, and we have as the entrance corridor Hollywood Boulevard, and here would be a terrific place to take all of that, what was so far disparate energy of little acts here and there, move it down onto Hollywood Boulevard and do what I like to call the streetmosphere program.
With Hollywood Boulevard as their fictitious home, a colorful troupe of 1930s street performers interacts with the guests.
You use the guest and you let them be in the show, and if you feed them an opportunity, a line, and they don't say exactly what you had intended for them to say, it doesn't matter. Whatever they say is right.
You know who was in this cab last week? Who? Errol Flynn was in this cab last week.
I don't
I'm telling you, sat right in the back seat.
I don't believe it. I think you're...
To cast these flamboyant citizens of Tinseltown, the Disney Imagineers held auditions in major cities across the United States.
With the streetmosphere program, as you're working just right off the guests in the park, even though you're working from a script, there's a great deal to be said for the performer's personality, for what my psychologist friends call being immediate, being right there, right now with those people.
This is my first monologue, I gotta tell you. I've never done one of these before.
Tending to wardrobe, Crocker? Should we tend into wardrobe?
The characters give life to buildings. We've always done very well at Disney and specifically at Imagineering, creating places that have a great look. But now we give those places really a life.
Well, hi, how are you? I'm Sid Cawenga. This is my shop here. We call it the one-of-a-kind shop.
I still got a little anxiety because I want to see it all blown out. And I know that the actors, though we've trained them, it takes them a few days to see that the little tricks and the rules of doing street theater really do work, to trust those rules because they're different than some of the rules they've played by in traditional theater.
Show. One of my favorite details in that history is that Mo Collins, who later became a standout on Mad TV, was one of those early Disney-MGM street performers. In a 2025 interview, she talked about Disney looking for actors to work on the Boulevard when MGM was opening. She auditioned, got hired, and then got pulled into a more physical comedy unit that spent 2 months training for material in the Keystone Cops and Public Works tradition. She described it as one of the greatest things she'd ever done, and you can hear in that memory just how serious the comic craft really was. This wasn't only improv, it was physical precision, it was rhythm, it was controlled chaos. And once you know that, the Citizens of Hollywood make even more sense. Because yes, they were funny. Oh, God, they were funny. They were improvisers. But they were also working in a tradition that pulled from vaudeville, silent slapstick, sketch comedy, radio show banter, and old comedy team timing.
1, 2...
Hey, wait a minute. Now, just point of order here. Are we pulling on 3 or is it 3 and then pull?
I need to know what. Okay, you know what? It's a good idea. We got to be on the same page. All right, so here's what we're going to do. It's going to be 3 then pull. Okay, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 then pull. Okay. All right? 1, 2, 3 then pull. All right. Okay, I got you. 1, 2.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Well, I noticed you put a little pause in there. You went 1, 2, 3, then pull. That little pause is confusing. You should fill that up with something. Maybe you should say the words little pause where the little pause comes.
There you go.
Just an idea.
You want me to say little pause where the little pause is?
Yeah.
Fine, whatever. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to link up. I'm going to go 1, 2, little pause, 3, then pull. Gotcha. Okay. 1, 2.
Hey, wait a minute. We're actually going on 4.
We're going to 4.
Yeah.
So you want me to go to 4?
All right.
That sounds good, boss.
All right.
I need to know.
All right. Here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to go 1, 2, little pause, 3, 4, pull.
All right.
All right.
That clears it up.
Oh, yeah. 1, 2, little pull.
Whoa, hold on. So basically we're pulling on the 5.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah! We're pulling on the 5!
Pulling on the 5.
That's what we're doing! We're pulling on the 5!
Pull on the
So
5.
here's what's gonna happen, idiots. We gotta get my hand out of this mailbox, alright? So we're gonna link up. I'm gonna go 1, 2, little pause, 3, 4, pulling on the 5!
Pulling on the 5.
Pulling on the 5!
Pulling on the 5.
Pulling on the 5!
Pulling on the 5.
No, pulling on the 5. That's a lot to say, boss. That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
All right, how about instead of pulling on the 5, we say go, right? Because in Japanese, go means 5. In English, it means go, get out of here!
Fine, whatever! That's what we're gonna do! Let's just get it done! So I'm gonna go 1, 2, little pause, 3, 4, go! That's it, all right. 1, 2, little pause.
Wait. Hold on.
What?
Well, I think I have the question that's on everybody's mind. Is that the English go or the Japanese go?
It's the Japanese go!
Uh-oh, well, I don't speak Japanese.
Well, you better learn!
You can feel echoes of Abbott and Costello in the rapid-fire setups. You can feel the Three Stooges in the escalating nonsense. You can feel silent-era physical comedy in the way a simple piece of business could turn into a whole scene. And because the park itself was built as a golden age Hollywood fantasy, those influences didn't feel borrowed. They felt native to the world. It was natural. It felt like it was always there. The characters helped sell that idea immediately. Their lineup across different years included names like Mayor Sonny Burbank, talent agent Jack Diamond, a consistent cornerstone, movie critic Wink Wright, screenwriter Juan Scenario, officers Percival Peabody and William Clubb, and starlets Dorma Nesmond and Evie Starlight. Even the names tell you the tone: pun-heavy, archetypal, fast, broad, and deeply rooted in a stylized show business world. And the performers could usually be found along Hollywood and Sunset Boulevard, sometimes even playing from the windows above the streets. The shows had that same range. Depending on the era, the citizens could move through game show formats, mock civil events, dating show parodies, red carpet broadcasts, celebrity interviews, and physical comedy routines built around Hollywood public works. Some of the recurring pieces fans remembered most are titles like Good Morning Hollywood, Hollywood Matchmaker, Hollywood Hot Seat, and Red Carpet Radio Cavalcade. That was the show that always opened up the day.
It is time for everyone's favorite radio broadcast live on the street, where we, the citizens of Hollywood, bring to you the 200th anniversary of the Red Carpet Radio Cavalcade! Listen to that thunderous applause! Listen to that applause!
Beautiful!
You know, Paige, I'm so glad you're co-hosting with me, and I'm looking at everyone's faces here.
Beautiful.
They seem very confused of who we are.
They're beautifully confused.
Beautifully confused. Well, why don't we remedy that with the section we call the Hollywood Roll Call. Take it away.
Howdy, Hollywood. It's me, Bo Wrangler, cowboy movie star. I'm a cut above the West.
Hello, Hollywood, it's me, Phoebe Bizarre, the femme fatale film, Being Bad Never Looks So Good.
Hello, Hollywood, it's me, Evie Starlight. I'm not the brightest star in Hollywood, but I sure know how to sparkle.
That's right. Attention, future criminals. It is I, Percival Peabody, of the Hollywood Police Department. If there's trouble around, I'm in it.
Yes.
How you doing, folks? I'm film director Oscar Mayer-Wiener. My movies are like hot dogs. You'll like them better if you don't know how I make them.
That's true. Hi, everyone. I'm Paige Turner, assistant to the stars, but future screen goddess. Remember, I'm not a wannabe. I'm a gonna be.
And I am movie star Stone Granite. When I heat up the silver screen, who needs air conditioning when I have so many fans?
That is true.
It's true.
That variety is part of what made the whole thing feel like a functioning comedy ecosystem instead of one repeating bit in different costumes. And that's the part I keep coming back to. They weren't outside the theme. They were the theme walking around. You didn't really go to the citizens the way you went to a headliner. You discovered them, or maybe they found you, and that difference is everything, because a stage show says, come over here and watch. Streetmosphere says, something's happening. Pay attention. You'll find us before we find you. That changes the emotional scale of a park. Now, we all know a theme park is huge by design. Even a beautifully built land can feel emotionally oversized when every meaningful experience is inside a building or behind a queue or attached to a machine. Streetmosphere pulls the whole thing back down to a human size. One performer, one crowd, one joke, one misunderstanding, one little moment that only exists because you happen to be standing there at the right time. Suddenly, the park feels closer. It feels less like infrastructure and more like a living, breathing place. And that's what the citizens gave Hollywood Studios at its best. They gave it behavior. They gave it rhythm. They gave it a sense that the boulevard had citizens, and not just foot traffic. They also gave the park something incredibly valuable that's hard to quantify. Repeatability without sameness.
I say the word break.
Break!
You're not on a break. Okay, so I just won't say that word, all right? I just won't say it. What? I said break. I won't say break. You're not on a break. You're not.
You keep saying break, I don't break.
No, only I can say break, okay? You're not on a break. All right, that's it. I won't say it anymore.
Which one are you not going to say?
No.
You can spell it out for us, por favor. At least we know.
B-R-E-A-K.
B-R-E-A-K.
No, you're not on a B-R-E-A-K.
B-R-E-A-K over.
Okay, all right. Very simple. I need you to hit your mark and not an actual mark. Could you get my X out here, please?
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, hold on. Marisa is here? His break is here.
How dare you bring up Marisa? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Marisa's my ex-girlfriend. It was a terrible breakup. I don't want to talk about it. You're not on a break!
Break's over. Yeah.
Now, a ride is built for consistency. Even a great ride at some level, a repeatable machine. Streetmosphere works differently. Its value comes from variation. The audience will change. So the energy is going to change. A guest says something unexpected, and the whole scene bends around it. As an improviser myself, who's been doing it for over 20 years, you gotta think ahead without thinking ahead, and you just gotta react. And a throwaway reaction becomes the punchline. A random pause in traffic becomes an entrance. The best version of this art form makes spontaneity feel inevitable. And that's why it lingers in people's memories so powerfully. Not because it was the biggest thing in the park, not because it had the most technology, but because it made the park feel alive in a way that couldn't be reduced to a ride count. You can trace that legacy forward, too. At Disney's Hollywood Studios, later street-level acts like Mulch, Sweat, and Shears, one of my personal favorites, carried some of that same spirit of turning the street itself into the venue, even if the style shifted from period improv to live music and comic attitude. And today, Hollywood Studios still has street energy entertainment in acts like Holly Groove Swingin' and the Record Setters, while Disney's California Adventure still has Five and Dime on Buena Vista Street. So the form isn't gone, but the fully developed, year-round, character-based resident ensemble that the citizens of Hollywood represented feels much rarer now. A lot of that street-level energy today seems to survive in smaller bands, specialty acts, seasonal lineups, and shorter-run atmosphere entertainment, rather than in a whole resident comic society living on the boulevard. And I think that's one reason the citizens of Hollywood still matter. Not just because they were funny, it's obvious that they were funny. They set a standard. They showed how much storytelling can happen without a theater, without a ride system, without a giant piece of hardware doing the heavy lifting. They proved that the world building can happen through timing, interruption, character, crowd work, physical comedy, and a performer's ability to turn a patch of pavement into a scene.
Okay. All right? Okay. You know what you're doing? You don't come back. I don't do it right there. No. All right? I want one direction, okay? One direction. My hand is down. What are you laughing about?
You tell a good story. Yeah. I like the way it moves.
I'm not telling a story. I'm telling you the way the job goes.
Oh, it's based on a true story.
So are you.
How does it end?
For you, probably swell. All right, now, my hand is down. Let's get back to work. Get a comb, Frankie. Get over there and get a comb, Frankie. Go like that. Don't show me a comb! Take this back. Put it on the stack. Eat your Cracker Jacks.
Don't look back.
Step on and crack.
Whackity whack.
I'm about to attack.
That would be whack.
You're gonna need Aflac.
Can I get an ice pack?
Shut it.
And doesn't rhyme.
You'll find plenty of rhymes in an employment line.
Anytime.
That's enough. Can I have a line? No more rhymes than I need it.
Anybody got a penis?
That's enough!
And that's harder than it looks. In fact, it may be one of the hardest things a theme park can ask performers to do. A weak street act disappears. A bad one feels intrusive. A sloppy one just clogs a walkway. But a great one transforms the emotional reality of a land right in front of you, in daylight, with no safety net. The citizens of Hollywood did just that. They made old Hollywood feel inhabited, not just represented. They made the boulevard feel like a social world, not just an entry corridor. They made the park feel like it was already happening before you arrived. And for me, that's their real legacy. It's not just that they were one more entertainment offering on the schedule. They proved atmosphere can be performed, that a street can be a stage. They proved theme design isn't finished when the paint dries. And they also proved that sometimes the performers who define a park most deeply aren't the ones on the biggest stage at all. Sometimes they're the ones out in the open, building a crowd from nothing, shaping the mood of a whole land, one laugh at a time.
Microscope, great object. Okay, microscope is the object. We're going to start with one scenario. Give us a joke about a microscope.
Okay, so microscope. So 99 microscopes walk into the bar, and the bartender says, "All right, microscopes, I'll serve you. Why not? It's a slow day. What do you have?" And the microscope's like, "Oh, what? I'm sorry, what?" And I said, "I'm gonna serve you. What do you have?" And like, "What? What?" And like, "Microscopes, focus."
Okay, there. Go ahead. Go ahead there.
Okay, 99 microscopes walk into a bar, and the bartender says, "No way, microscopes. You were here last night, you couldn't pay me anything." And the microscopes say, "Okay, fine, we're just gonna have a drink, but maybe you can lend us $1?
Lens. Oh, yes.
99 microscopes walk into a bar, and the bartender said, "We don't serve microscopes in here, I'm sorry." And the microscope said, "Please, let us stay." And the bartender said, "No, I can't serve microscopes." And the microscope said, "Can you let us slide?"
Oh, Paige.
99 microscopes walk into a bar, and the bartender said, "Hey, we do not serve you microscopes in here." And the 99 microscopes said, "Oh no, we need to come in a drink, we gotta go." And the bartender said, "Oh, okay, we don't really have a bathroom, you have to go out back into the forest, there's a tree there, it's a pea tree."
Nice! Don't do that for the children. All right.
Wish I had thought of that. I need to find a pea tree right now. Listen, I'm still doing my announcement, but you know that 99 microscopes walked into the bar, and the bartender said, "I'm sorry, we don't serve microscopes." And get out the microscope and said, "Please, sir, we have such chemistry."
Oh. Go ahead there, Betty Shambles. No, you have to. You gotta go. She's tapping her way into your hearts.
Thank you. 99 microscopes walk into a bar, and the bartender said, "We will not serve you microscopes in here, now get out." And the microscope said, "We didn't come in to drink, we're from the health department, and us microscopes are shutting this place down. You're full of bacteria." Wash your hands.
So a salute to you, the citizens of Hollywood. Because for a very long time, they didn't just decorate Disney's Hollywood Studios. They made it breathe. You'll always be remembered and in our hearts. Citizens of Hollywood forever. I'm Michael Saint Gregory, and I'll see you real soon for another episode of the Backstage Kingdom podcast.